Do you want to make your yard more beautiful and more enjoyable? And are you looking for ways to get the most impact and value for your money? Hi, I'm Dwight, and if you want to learn how to landscape your yard beautifully for a fraction of what most people spend, then you came to the right place. I'm going to show you some of my favorite ways to save tons of money and get amazing results doing your own backyard improvements and landscaping projects using the ideas and techniques I've used for decades. Keep watching this video to the end and I'll show you one of my favorite projects and how it turned out using all these tips. Let's get started. Here are 5 ideas you can use today to start your next landscaping project that will save you bunches of money. Tip number 1, plant more permanent plants like greenery and perennials with annuals each spring for that color pop. Don't spend tons of money on bunches of annuals year after year after year if you don't have to. That sounds simple, but so many people spend lots of money every spring replanting new annuals. Annuals look great, but they're often perennial flowers that can give that same color pop, but that you don't have to buy and spend time planting year after year after year, every year. I have annuals in my yard too, but much of the landscaping around them is permanent. So I just have smaller areas of annuals that I fill in each spring. Tip number 2, buying small plants and letting them grow up a little is way cheaper than buying large plants. Planning ahead just 6 months or maybe a year ahead and having a little patience saves lots of money. Here are a few examples that I priced out from a big box nursery. I priced these out just this morning, so they're pretty recent. A boxwood plant, half-gallon size, pretty small, for $20. That same exact plant in a 2-gallon size, which is maybe double the size, $37. Knockout rose, 1 gallon, $22. 2 gallons, $37. 3 gallons, $43. The difference between 1 gallon and 3 gallons is maybe a year's growth. And a maiden grass, 1 gallon, $16. 2 gallons, $37, more than double the cost. So you can see that buying small and letting them grow over time saves lots of money. So just create a small space somewhere in your yard, your own plant nursery, to grow small plants into mature, larger plants. You don't need a large space, just pick a spot with plenty of sunshine and a place that you can get a hose to, and then call that your nursery. My nursery in my first house was just a patch of dirt about this big. The next one was about 5 feet by 10 feet. And now I have a big, nice space with irrigation. But start with whatever you can in the small space that you have. Small is perfectly fine. Or just put your small plants in pots directly in the yard. I do that too. That's what I've done here. I've got a half dozen pots with plants that I either bought very small or propagated myself. They'll stay in these pots. You can notice they're quite a bit bigger than the pots they came in. But they'll stay in this for maybe 6 months, maybe less, maybe more. And then I can use them in my landscaping. One tip though, when you buy small plants that you use in larger pots later, is to immediately either put them in the ground in your nursery space or repot them in a pot that's about 2 or 3 times larger than what they came in. You want the roots to be able to spread and grow healthy over time. Sometimes I'll repot the small plants into a larger pot, then put the pot halfway in the ground. That helps keep them well drained, helps keep them more moist, and allows the roots to go deeper, but also makes it easier when it comes time to pull up the larger plant out to use in your landscape. Tip number 3, free plants are all around you. Neighbors, family, and friends really do like to give away extras or split some of their overgrown plants, for example. Also, Craigslist, Nextdoor, Facebook Marketplace, and other apps often have free plants. Just in the last 6 months, I got a pickup truck full of monkey grass, or liriope, totally free, a pickup truck full. Buying that at retail, that amount of liriope would have cost between $400 and $500 from a nursery. I also got a pickup truck full of free specimen plants and large decorative pots, probably $500 to $700 worth if I bought them new. Here are some of the plants and pots that I got, but many of them have already been replanted or moved around my yard in my landscape. So let me pause here for just a minute and ask a quick favor of you. If you like what you've seen so far, please help me as a brand new YouTuber to get my channel up and running by hitting subscribe and the like button on this video. That would really help me a lot. Okay, so next is tip number 4. There are super cheap plants available if you keep your eyes open. Just like free plants, they're all around you. Look for end of season sales at your local grower. Sometimes we've gone to places where a small business has gone out of business, unfortunately, and we've gotten plants really cheap there. Look for garden club sales. Usually in our area they have it a couple times a year, and we can go there and get native plants that grow well in our area really inexpensively from the growers and the gardeners. Or buy bare root plants. All of these can go right into your nursery for future projects. And finally, tip number 5, propagation is your friend. If you can spend a little time doing this, you can multiply your plant inventory by 5 or 10-fold or more. Propagation is simply splitting plants, making cuttings, or collecting seeds so that you have many more plants to use down the road. I got 3 medium-sized philodendron plants from a neighbor of mine a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. And I cut them up into cuttings and just stuck them in pots to propagate them, kept watering them. Now I have these huge philodendrons on several places in my property and on my back porch. So they grow pretty quickly, and taking cuttings and splittings is a great way to multiply the amount of plants you have. Monkey grass, or liriope, divides really quickly and easily. Clumping bamboo, which I'll show you in a few minutes, divides well, and it doesn't spread like the invasive kinds. Sago palms, which are common in my area, can be propagated by cutting pups. They're just little growths on the main part of the plant. Or seeds from your existing plants are easily collected. I don't do a lot of propagation from seed anymore, but it's a great way to get lots of cheap plants if you've got a little space, a little bit of time, and a few materials. Also, look for annuals and perennials that reseed themselves easily so they multiply more quickly. These impatiens were cut from leggy flowers, just stuck in the ground, watered frequently until they rooted, and sometimes they'll even spread their own seeds. Here's a great example from my parents' house in Tennessee. The plants that you see on the rock wall there are four impatient plants, and they just let them reseed themselves in the fall. And it's really cool to watch them reseed if you've never seen impatiens. They kind of pop out and spread. But here's what happened the next spring when these impatiens just reseeded themselves. It's incredible. So those are just some of the techniques I use to turn free or cheap plants into a large inventory of plants that I can use on my landscaping projects. I'll show you my latest project in just a minute that I used all 5 of these ideas on, and that I think just turned out beautifully. I'm really proud of it. I'm not a professional landscaper or a plant expert by any means. I've just learned over the years from making mistakes and trying new things. But the ideas I'm sharing with you have been my go-to methods for decades to create yard spaces that were fun to build and that I've loved the end result. And they've saved me hundreds and even thousands of dollars over the years. And you can use every one of the ideas that I've mentioned here to create your own awesome and beautiful spaces in your own yard. Now, here's my latest landscaping project that I finished a few weeks ago. I used all 5 of the ideas that I gave you on this project for both the plants and the hardscape materials, like the rocks and dirt. First, a disclaimer. This might be obvious, but the big bamboo clump that you see in the back was already there. Okay, I didn't transplant that. Remember my tip on starting with small plants and splitting? This is one of the bamboo clumps that started from a tiny little sprig of bamboo. About 20 years ago, just 3 little sticks of bamboo. Remember that pot I showed you? And I let it grow for 20 years. But every other plant in this project was either free or super cheap. The liriope grasses were all free from someone who was giving them away on the Nextdoor app. This is a bog that I built that stays wetter than the rest of the area. And the horsetail and papyrus that are in the bog, those plants, came from $1 plants that I got at an end of season sale. 1 plant each. And I just let them grow and mature over a few years in my nursery. The same for these red tie plants here. Really inexpensive plants from an end of season sale. The peacock gingers and the peacock ferns, beautiful plants, were split from 1 plant each that we bought at a garden club sale and let grow bigger for just a year. Even the rocks for the rock wall and the rock steps over here were almost free. I'll do another video about sourcing hardscape materials inexpensively in the near future. Most of the expense for this project was from buying the pea gravel that you see around the whole project, and a little bit of plastic edging, and a couple other materials. I did spend about $30 for the guinea impatiens here about a year ago, and I just protected them from the freezes we had over the winter, and they got huge for me this spring, and so I popped them in here. I did a rough comparison on what I think it would have cost me if I had gone out and bought all the plants and materials at retail versus what I actually spent on this entire project. And I figured it saved about 90% of what it cost at retail. That's huge. And I hope that fires you up too, because you can do this yourself on the ideas that I gave you here. So, the 5 things I always do to make my yard beautiful on a budget. Number 1, stop buying all annuals every year. Some annuals are fine. Just don't spend all of your budget on annuals. Number 2, buy small and let them grow. Basically, just plan ahead a little bit. Tips 3 and 4 kind of go together. Number 3 is free is best. Freebies are all around you. And number 4, cheap is almost as good as free. And great deals and inexpensive plants are there if you look for them. And 5, propagate everything. 1 plant can turn into 2 or 5 or 10 or 20 or even more in a relatively short amount of time. So take advantage of time. I'm excited to share these ideas with you because you can do them too. And you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to have a gorgeous yard. Future videos will include how-tos on dividing plants, building rock walls like these, stone and pebble walkways, irrigation, and lots of other frugal DIY landscape projects and techniques. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you, especially if you have new ideas for future videos. So until next time, thanks for spending time in the backyard with me. Let's keep building beautiful landscapes on a budget.